Hey y'all, this is Billy from Perma Pastures Farm. I'm out here at the Back to the Land Festival with my new friend, Nicole Sauce. Yeah, and she is cool, y'all. I've been listening to her podcast for about a month and a half now. And if you've watched anything I'm doing, I guarantee you're going to get a whole lot out of what she's doing. Now, she's one of the speakers out here, and I didn't get to spend as much time with her and her mom, which is, by the way, Mama Sauce.
Mama Sauce is right
Mama
over there
Sauce,
hiding from you.
That's right, not Mama San, but Mama Sauce.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she's over there, and she was cool. She hooked me up with some aluminum foil with the pig we just cooked. Anyway, the real deal is we're out here with Nicole. I'm a fan of hers. And folks, you want to check her out. So why don't you tell us about what it is you do and how you got there?
I fell into it accidentally by moving from the city to the country to what we thought was a hillbilly fishing shack near Center Hill Lake. And it was advertised as land for sale. So picture a big cement cube that looks like a cruise missile hit the side of it. It kind of looked like there'd been a fire. There was broken glass everywhere. And the house, well, let's just say I decided not to bulldoze it, but that might have been the wrong decision. 15 years later, after one day sitting up and saying, hey, why don't I get chickens? And then building infrastructure for chickens while raising chickens after they needed that infrastructure, which is not the way to do it. So I always say, do what I say, not as I do. I learned a lot of things that link me to the land. So some wild foraging, how to manage my pantry so that my pantry empowers me and I have food stability in scarcity, how to eat seasonally, how to cook better. Very important. Mm-hmm. How to process pigs. So I learned how to process pigs. He's better at it than I am now.
I don't know about all that.
I do. I do more deer than pigs. And then all sorts of other things. I decided one day to leave my corporate job and start the podcast to help people stand on their own 2 feet, start businesses they want to start, and build their own independence, because I had dedicated my life to furthering independence on the political side, and that wasn't working very well.
I tried the same thing.
Yeah. And so I figure for every person I help who helps another person, and we spread throughout the world, we network with each other, we support each other, we buy from each other, and that's the better way. One person at a time.
Well, that's what's really cool about this festival, y'all. It wasn't a giant gathering. It was a small, intentional gathering. Mm-hmm. And meeting somebody like Nicole and her mom has been extraordinary for me. Now, I missed part of what she covered today, and it had to do with a lot of pantry matting, because guess what? I was over there. Not only did we process this pig, we had to go ahead and cook it too.
Yeah.
So I had to get up in the middle, which I hate doing, because she was dropping it like it's hot, y'all. So you were talking about pantry management. Now, that seems by and large to most people something that just seems, I didn't realize there was more of a science to it. So why should people be really concerned about what is in their pantry, how to rotate it, and why is that even important? Why is that something you felt the need to cover?
A lot of people are reaching out to me right now because they're scared, because they're going to the grocery store and seeing shortages on the shelves. But when you build a pantry, which is an old-timey skill, really, our grandparents just did this naturally, where they knew how many preserves to set up for the year, mm-hmm. what to can, that sort of thing, what to buy at the store, how much flour they needed for the winter. When you have that in place, and you go to the store to restock, but you don't really need it yet, mm-hmm. and you see that thing is gone, you know what? I can wait a month. No big deal. And then you don't have that fear of not being able to provide for your family. And I think when you don't have that fear, you make decisions from a position of power and confidence, and that helps you prosper for a long time. And the other piece of it is, once you understand how your pantry works, how your supplies work, when things are abundant and cheap, you can buy them. And when they're super expensive, you can wait a minute, it's fine. And so you end up with a better budget, you end up with a more stable atmosphere and the ability to make better decisions. And usually you end up learning how to cook a lot better and eat well and get healthy. And that's, you got to take control of your health if you're going to be successful long term, because your body, you only have one of them, and when it breaks down, it's harder to do stuff. Now,
there's a lot of people out there that are going to be a little bit perplexed when I tell them she's primarily keto. Now, can this be done in a pantry, in a house? I mean, you do primarily keto, and most people that do this put back a fair amount of storage crops. How are you able to do this, adhering to the diet you have?
So I'm a homesteader, and the homesteader's approach to pantry is a little bit different in that I'm not going to store 2 years of lard. or fat, right? Or bacon. I have a system in place where I know about how much we use. I know about how much to replenish with. And so my pantry goes through seasons. 2 weeks ago, I finished lamb. And about two days ago, my person who grows lamb, because I don't grow my own lamb, I have a friend nearby who does it, called me up and said, hey, your lamb's ready. I was like, perfect, because I was going to eat beef or chicken or turkey or whatever else, pork, but then I get to have lamb back in the diet. I think it's very easy to do, especially if you approach it from the whole animal perspective. If you can build space, freezer space in your life, and I have a chest freezer, and I actually have a second freezer, I'll admit to, but it's actually for meat I have for sale. And then I have my other freezer, and I rotate things through, and it works just fine. I have more meat in the winter, I have less meat in the summer in the freezers, but if you're replenishing as you go, it's no problem at all. And I could store a year's worth of keto food for me, but I just don't need to because I have grass, and birds eat grass, and then that becomes meat. So it's part of the rhythm of the whole thing, I think. And that just depends on where you live, what your situation is.
Well, we are losing the light, y'all. And guess what? We threw it down. The pig we processed here, it was kind of cool. We did it as a collaborative kind of effort. So we took the pork butt and the hams, which, by the way, we had a guy that decided to tunnel bone that ham, which is, I can't wait to find out how it's going to work out.
Yeah.
But we're going to help her adhere to the keto lifestyle. Are you ready to throw down on some swine?
I'm totally ready to throw down some swine.
I'm aching for some bacon. That's what I'm talking about.
I'm with you.
So, hey, check her out. Hey, where are the best places for people to find you right now? Because, folks, her podcast is off the hook. I listen to it. I recommend it. Where can people find you?
The easiest place to find me is livingfreeintennessee.com. That's my website. The podcast is Living Free in Tennessee, and almost every podcatcher I have found has it. If you find one that doesn't have it, send me an email, Nicole at livingfreeintennessee.com, and I will get it on there if I can.
That's what I'm talking about. So, hey, y'all. Real cool to make new friends with Nicole Sauce and her mom, Mama Sauce, which, how do you forget? How do you not love a name like that?
Bringing the sauce.
That's right. Bringing it hot, baby. Yeah, so that's what I'm talking about. So we're going to get over there and eat this swine before everybody leaves us out, because last night I didn't get any.
No, I got some last night.
How awful is that? Yeah. How awesome is that? Well, anyway.
It was awesome sauce.
All right, y'all. So you know where to check her out. My new friend. Till next time, this is Billy from Perma Pastures Farm, along with Nicole Sauce from Living Free in Tennessee, y'all. We'll see you next time.